Moving on from question 1 of section 2, the first logical reasoning section of LSAT PrepTest 141 over at lawhub.lsac.org, we get to question 2, and as always, we've got a highlight tool ready to go, and we're going to read the question stem and highlight what the task is to begin our process. Number 2 reads, which one of the following, if true, most helps to explain the discrepancy that Jeneta observes in people's responses? So I need to basically resolve some sort of surprising outcome, and I need to read these statements and specifically mark with our highlight tool again, what is the strange outcome that we're supposed to explain? So Jeneta states, increasingly, I've noticed that when a salesperson thanks a customer for making a purchase, the customer also says thank you instead of saying you're welcome. I've even started doing that myself. But when a friend thanks a friend for a favor, the response is always, you're welcome. So the two outcomes that are somehow paradoxical or discrepant is this idea that when a salesperson thanks a customer for making a purchase, the customer also says thank you instead of you're welcome. We don't really care about Jeneta's statement that she does it herself. That's just kind of rhetorically in there. It doesn't really do anything for the facts and the discrepancy in the responses. But we do want to highlight this other outcome, which is when a friend thanks a friend for a favor, the response is always you're welcome. So we need to find an answer choice that explains why when a friend is dealing with another friend as a favor, you reply to the thanks with you're welcome, but you don't do that when it's a customer salesperson relationship. So we've got our highlight tool ready to go as we engage the answer choices, starting with choice A. Customers regard themselves as doing salespeople a favor by buying from them as opposed to someone else. I mean, we're at least talking about the salespeople, so it might be realistic that we leave choice A open for now. Then choice B, salespeople are often instructed by their employers to thank customers, whereas customers are free to say what they want. Okay, well, the customers are free to say what they want, but why do they say thank you instead of you're welcome? This just introduces additional questions. It doesn't really explain the situation at all. So we should be able to eliminate choice B is like basically introducing additional variables rather than clarifying the situation. Thank you for watching this LSAT explanation video. If you're enjoying the tips that it contains, please consider becoming a My Guru YouTube channel member if you haven't already done so. You'll get access to exclusive videos and early access to new LSAT explanation videos as they're produced as well. Additionally, you'll get access to speak with me and potentially discounts on live tutoring as well. So consider becoming a My Guru member today, but for now, let's get back to this explanation. Choice C, salespeople do not regard customers who buy from them as doing them a favor. Well, yeah, I mean, they're not doing them a favor. They're working as a salesperson. So what the salespeople are doing isn't at issue anyway. It's about the customer saying thank you, not the salesperson saying thank you. So we're really focusing on the wrong piece of this kind of unique situation. So we should be able to eliminate choice C for a couple of reasons. Then choice D, the way that people respond to being thanked is generally determined by habit rather than by conscious decision. Okay. Habit versus conscious decision. So which is the habit? You're welcome or thank you? I don't know. I need additional information. We should be able to eliminate D as, again, not providing additional evidence or explanation as to why you've got these two different outcomes when you've got salesperson and customer versus two friends. But then choice E, in a commercial transaction as opposed to a favor, the customer feels that the benefits are mutual. Okay, so if the commercial transaction has mutual benefits, well, then both people might be feeling thankful. But when it's a favor, it only goes one direction. So choice E really is explaining that difference between doing a favor versus engaging in that salesperson customer relationship. Whereas if we go back to choice A, customers regard themselves as doing salespeople a favor. Well, if they're doing the salespeople a favor, they actually should be saying you're welcome. So A is actually kind of backwards. It just may be hard to track that when you're going through it on the first pass. If you have any doubts about choice A, you could just leave it open. Hopefully choice E kind of jumps out at the end, but you do want to find that reason to eliminate so that you're better equipped for a future problem such as this one, asking to explain a seemingly discrepant outcome.